This is a.
What's in the background? Turn that off. Whatever's in the background. I just realized I can hear your TV.
I can't just have TV on the background. No, can't do that shit. It's not cool.
Just mute it. Just mute it.
Yeah, no, it's not.
I don't know how you do that. I get you distracted with something else. I can't multitask like that.
I like something moving around because I know how to like bridge off of that. So like my peripherals are taken care of.
You really? I can't. I will. If something else is on, I will not be able to have a conversation with you, or unless I'm just ignoring that thing. I have to ignore one thing. As soon as like audio comes into play,
listen, you've already ignored enough things when we're on the mic, so I'm used to it.
Usually it's because I'm reading something like my notes or something, and I can't. That's why. That's usually why. Anyways, this is Arc Analysis.
We're cutting from here.
I'm not cutting that out.
We're cutting from here. It's good for an episode, though. You can hold it for an episode if you want.
This is Arc Analysis.
This is the Arc Analysis.
This is
Arc
Analysis.
Arc
Analysis.
There's no way I'm gonna have this intro be good for what the fuck.
Have we ever had a good Arc Analysis intro?
Yeah, they're all. First of all, sir, they're all good.
Or did we just?
Welcome to Arc.
Did we ever have a great one?
Welcome to Arc Analysis number
84. I was wrong last time. I said 82 last time, but I had in my notes as 82. It was actually 83. Why is there a cat in your back? When did you? What?
I have so many distractions ready for you that you can't even focus.
I can't. I'm too sanguine for this.
It's sensory overload for you.
I thought that was like an effect that you put.
The
way it came in, it looked like at first I was like, what? And then I saw it jump.
Yeah, it's the new AI wallpaper background that you can put on.
And now it's gone. It's like it just came just to throw me off, and then it's gone.
It was wallpaper. It did its job.
Yeah, it did. It's like a filter.
And if you know anything about Coke and Dank, if we don't talk about the comic or the property we just watched, we probably did not like what we just saw or what we just read.
The Ninjettes from 2012, Dynamite Entertainment. Written by, you ready for this? Al Ewing. Drawn by Eamon Casillas.
Wait.
Yeah, Al Ewing.
Who
did Immortal Hulk. Talk about growth. Talk about growth.
I don't know about that. It's like talk about learning to write.
Yeah, they're only 6 years apart. That's the interesting. Although I don't think he was the only writer on this. I think he was just the main writer. I think it was kind of.
But that's not even growth because like this book reads lobotomized.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's.
You know what this was? You know what this may have been.
This was painful.
I don't know if he was new in 2012, but I think he must have been somewhat newish. A paycheck. It's probably what that is.
Yeah, that might do it.
Probably what it was like, because this was from start to finish.
Wait, don't try and endear him to me. This was terrible. If this was for a paycheck, you don't deserve the paycheck that you got. Like I'm not happy about anything that.
Fair enough.
I can't lose that tone. Because before we talked about this, and I was irate with how bad this book is.
Fair
so
enough.
Much so that like you were also irate with.
Yeah, it was, but I was holding that. That's so funny that I was like trying not to tell you how I felt until we got on here, but then like we do, we text before shows, and it's like sometimes we give little hints, but you're just like, I fucking hate it.
Because usually there's one thing to redeem, but this book was so many bad things, and like it gets the record for so many bad things to make it so bad. One, it's too long. The story you're trying to tell didn't need to be 6 issues.
No.
Two, the story you said you were going to tell, you couldn't do it in 6 issues. Mm-hmm. You had to read the 7th issue, which is the second arc. Fuck that.
Yep.
The characters are too many, and I don't care about any of them?
No. Yeah. Kelly Hara, Skylar. Who's Skylar? And then so there's Chelsea. That's the one that Warrior Princess Taki.
Yep.
There's Varla. There's Daisy Lynch. There's Christine Odell, Miss Buick. There's a lot of characters, and half of them look the same. Like they're drawn the same. So I'm like,
Correct.
who's who? I was like, especially at the beginning, I was like, who's who? Like I could tell who Daisy was because Daisy and she had the afro and Christine, the blonde. But
Right.
the other ones is like.
But here's the question: what were the defining characteristics of each of the women to differentiate them as different women?
No, okay, there was one that was different, and that's because she talked like a 3-year-old, and then the rest of them.
You mean
just like
hey.
The rest of them just
hey.
tough bitches. I was like, okay, this is.
They're really, really tough bitches because they just talked a lot.
Yeah.
In addition to all the side characters and villains that just talked a lot. For an action comic book, this had like not a lot of action. It's not even like that's the softest blow I can give this comic book. There's no action in this. There's like an opening like split scene where like she slices a guy in half, and then it goes into exposition until a random like I gotta kick this guy in the face. But like these are supposed to be women of ninja and assassin level killing, and like they barely killed. They did. It hurt. And I didn't like it.
So just a preface before I jump into it too is like this is okay. So the basis of this is the origin of the trio of assassins that dress like schoolgirls who call themselves Ninjettes. So they're schoolgirls with like ninja masks on.
And before you go on, that wasn't even cute. Like that whole like that's the theme we have going on, and like that sets us apart for this comic. Nah, it seemed derivative and like pervy because the writing didn't help differentiate the women that you put in the same sort of uniform. So like, just fucked over your book easily with a move like that.
This is a spin-off series from the main title of Jennifer Blood. This is a spin-off from Jennifer Blood, who is a housewife who moonlights as an assassin. I assume that book's probably a lot better than this, but I've never read it, so I didn't know that when we put it on here. But still,
do you dare? Do you dare look for Jennifer's blood?
Well, she shows up at the end and kills them all.
Yeah,
that's her. I didn't know before going in, but she actually kills them in the pages of that main title, and that just makes this whole spin-off that much more confusing because it's like, well, why do a spin-off? Why do a spin-off at all? She kills them all in her book, and I was like, well, then what's the point of this? Like was the Jennifer Blood title making? I mean, I guess I could have done research, but was the Jennifer Blood title making that much bang for that it needed a spin-off to keep it like?
Don't make this terrible book so interesting that we do more research on why this book is so terrible.
Yeah, now you know why I didn't do research.
But you're making me like, is this book that terrible? Like they spun off to do something that they already shot themselves in the foot for? Like that would be the perfect thing for this book. Let's get into it.
I have a couple of notes. I only have like 5 or 6 notes. The Varla, who we introduced to first, is the one with the short hair, is an unnecessary asshole in this. Like she puts the cigarette out in Buddy's eye. She shoots the kid in the forehead. She stuffs the cyclist in the trash can. Scares Kelly with her dad's body. Like at some point, it's like this is necessary? Why?
She's kind of like Punisher, but like
she's trying to be funny. I don't know,
but like more of a bully and like a girl. So that's the hard thing about this book. It's definitely written from a man's point of view.
Yes,
but it doesn't match up with the characters that you're giving the dialogue to, and again, too much dialogue. But if you can't even get your main characters like tone and voice and look right, it shows and it hurts. It's painful. It's hard to read because you know something's off right now.
Yeah. And it's like, and then, so I'm reading this book and we're going through all this. Because do you write your notes at the end or do you write them as you read?
If it's something significant, I'll pull out something. But I like getting a fresh read and seeing what I retain.
Right, you retain. Oh, interesting. Okay, yeah, I guess it depends. Sometimes, usually I like to write notes as I go.
Right.
But if it's really, really good or really, really bad, I'll end up finishing the book first and then going back. But it kind of jumps. But anyways, so as I'm reading this, I'm like, okay, she's like this edgelord badass that is unnecessarily mean just because.
Right.
But then you go on and you realize everybody in this book's a piece of shit or twisted.
And then has no morality because what they're trying to get is something more devious than what they have. Like, It pains me not to have done more research to how many characters are actually in this book because it's too fucking many, and like that hurts the book so much because, as you're saying, none of them are redeemable.
No.
There's several flashbacks, and that didn't help me like the character more. It made me hate knowing more about the character and adding another character. So like,
that's the problem. Like, sorry, I don't know if I could. Are you done your thought?
Yeah.
So that's what bugs me about this one is that I was looking for someone I could latch onto.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh, okay, I like her.
Right.
I don't like any of them. Like, I thought one girl, like, there's one girl with 2 names, and another girl who, like, they're cousins, and then there's some, like, what was going on with the incest thing? There's incest where, like, her dad was banging her aunt or something, and I was like, I don't get what's going on here. But then, like, they look the same, so I don't know if there's 3 of them. Like, I don't know who's like, who.
That's weird. And then to even piggyback on that, they made sexuality a weird thread point throughout the book. There's like same sex like panels, and there's supposed to be a whole like political, you have to do it for this new law that we don't or do want to happen. It's unclear, but it takes away from what you thought this book would be. So the level of frustration of how much shit I had to read, like it read like a textbook of like, you get, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a fact, here's a guy, here's a fact. And it's supposed to be ninjas that are women, but everyone reads like a dude.
Yeah, exactly. It's ninjas, women. It's women ninjas who are supposed to be like endearing, but you can tell they're written by men. Exactly how you said it. Like, it was
chicks with dicks.
Yeah, basically. I was confused this whole. That's the thing that made me so bad. Is like, you know, like you read books and sometimes they're kind of confusing at the beginning on purpose, and then it all becomes clear later on.
Yes.
This one kind of does that, but it's not really clever. It's not really. It's like it's confusing, but then it just stays confusing, and then they try and clear it up with some political stuff, and it's like,
no, that confused it more. There's no payoff. Like, I've learned so much about these individual characters, and like they're supposed to be like this new hit squad. Like, that doesn't really pay off. I don't want to go into each individual characters and how I've learned. Like, I hated them. I hated them all. Like, I hate all of you, all of you dudes. It's gonna turn into a whole rant, but no.
I was praying every time I saw Chelsea on the page, the warrior princess one. I was like, please don't talk, because I just hated reading her voice. I was like, oh, this is.
Hey.
So whose story is this?
I don't ask me questions.
Who's the main character? I thought it was gonna be Varla, but then she takes a side, and then I thought it was gonna be like Skylar, but then nope. Then I thought it was gonna be Kel. Like, I was like, whose book is this?
Coke, please add that to the list of things that we do not like about this book.
I'm trying to save it here. I'm trying my hardest to save it, but
you had the amazing nugget. Can you give the little blurb about the artwork, your thoughts and opinions on how the artwork helped elevate?
The artwork it was sloppy, man. It was like messy. It was like
yes.
It was like messy. I don't know, man. I can't draw, but I don't know. Like, I thought it was kind of sloppy. Like,
does it look like the artist cared about what the story was? Okay.
Again, a spin-off of Jennifer Blood. I don't know how much Jennifer Blood moved for Dynamite 12 years ago. But I don't.
So put that fact in another thing we don't like. Again, we had problems trying to figure out when the last time we hated a book so universally on so many different characteristics was, because that's fucking hard, man. Like, I'll hate a book because the story sucks, or I'll hate the book because the art doesn't match, or I'll hate the book because it's too long. I hate the book because it sucks. To do all of those things, like, is that are you a savant? What the fuck?
Yeah, how did you manage that? How did you make everything bad?
I'm frustrated on so many levels. It's like all senses were violated. Like, that takes talent, man. Like, that's a level of hate.
And like, we're trying. Like, I don't know about you. I'm trying to find something that I'm like, but this was okay though. But I'm like, I can't. Nope. I think it ended better than it started, but since the beginning was such a trash, that's
not a hard thing to do. If your first 5 were shit, I'm like, well, your 6 was mid. Like, that's not a win.
Exactly.
Like, that wasn't hard. But what was I gonna say? Fuck.
You can shine a turd, but it's still a turd, right?
The fact that the whole gimmick was I'm gonna be happy about when they all link up and become the Ninjettes. And then when it fucking happened, I was like, I don't give a fuck about these bitches. Like, this sucks. This was not a payoff, and this was the whole like cover art. It's like, yo, look at these fucking cool ninjas and shit, right? Like, I've read fucking high school shit. Like, if this was Battle Royale or some shit, or if this was fucking Deadly Class, like we've been in this mode. Then like, it's not hard to sell me on it. Like, you mean like, oh, yo, all these girls are like sisters, like The Craft or some shit, like the '90s movies, and they're like, they get bullied, so like, fuck it, we gonna kill everybody. That's it, like 3 issues of that. Like, hey man, that's an original idea. You managed to take fucking a hit squad assembling, and by the time it happens, I'm like, ugh, there's still more of this shit. Like, is that talent or is that terrible?
It's kind of terribly talented, and then, and like I said, and then the characters you get to know here, you don't like any of them, but then they die by a bunch of other characters you don't like, and then you find out those characters you don't like die in Jennifer Blood anyways. Yeah. Like I said at the top, so it's like my last note is I hated this ride.
You can't even get satisfied by the death because
I hated this ride. Yeah, like what? I think if they had one character here that was interesting, one character, I could have been like, all right, at least I can kind of like.
Here's a throw off. If they threw Geiger in this, would you be like, I like Geiger?
Yeah. But I don't like this book, and I hate that he's in here. I think personally, being in this book would it would take hits to your name. So it's like, you know, I'm cool with Geiger, but I like him less after just being in this.
Unless they turn it into like a kill book and they just introduce Geiger so he can kill like 50 people.
I'd love him.
And like just ended the series like Ninjettes no more. I see you the next Geiger.
Next Geiger. Have you read any more Geiger or any of those?
No, I don't
Ghost Machine things?
I don't care about Geiger.
Rook Exodus. I don't know, we're off topic. Went to like second printing, the first 2 issues.
Yeah, no, like so
it's moving. Rook Exodus is moving.
I'm happy to go back, but like I'm not doing it for cheap. So none of those books are really like I'm gonna go chase it because I've been reading other shit, right? Like you pulled out a couple new stuff that's gonna happen next month. This is already off for this topic now we're on. Switch up. But I think we still have to go back to Deadly Class too, and this is a reminder that there are better books that can handle simple premises and give you a wealth of either action, art, like tone. And when I say tone, I mean characters. Each individual character in Deadly Class is so fucking unique from the next. And even when you lose out characters, the next one doesn't feel like something I've previously seen. That's a talent. I'm shitting on Ninjettes now. Like, there's not talent to like do this so bad. This is a hate read. I would send this to someone that I don't like to be like, hey, you want to read comics? Yeah, here, try this.
Yeah. So you'll never read comics again.
No.
This is so you were asking before. Well, okay, we read this on a boom or bad, good or bad basis. Boom being good, bad being or ba being bad, and whoosh for what I just read. Let's get this over with. It's a ba.
This is my darkest ba.
Yeah. So what I was going to lead into was what you asked at the very beginning. Do you want to ask it here now that we're on wax, or do you want?
You'll have to remind me because I have no idea what I said.
Is this the bottom of the barrel? Is what you said.
Correct. Oh, crazy question. Amazing new question. Yes.
We've done 84 of these.
Which is awesome. Cheers, bro. Because this is actually 84 is the number for what we will be probably starting next month. Sorry to cut what you're doing. Yes, but you got the code there. So I'm kind of excited that 84 we're flipping shit. Yes, this is the worst thing that I can remember reading in 84 issues. And they've done it so well that I've hated so many things about it that if we're putting terms on it now, bro.
Because we read bad comics. Correct. Or comics we didn't like.
Correct. And then even give the shout out to X-Ray Robot because that changed the premise of arc analysis.
So X-Ray Robot that was our 20th arc analysis, and we didn't like that one, but that one hurt because it started out really good and then it just got weird.
It just betrayed us immediately.
But when I'm looking back at like some of these arc analysis now, it's like
throw some names out.
It's better than this. Bitch Planet. Yeah. Better than this.
Bitch Planet's original.
Sex Worker was bad. It was one issue. It was, fair. And it was kind of funny. Like there was
it had a payoff.
Yep. Disney great parodies. Mickey's Inferno.
It's not good, but it's not this bad. It's not the torture. No, I wasn't like visibly enraged after reading it.
No. Axe Cop. It has a charm to it. We just thought it got a little long in the tooth, I believe.
Yeah, it was all and then.
Yeah.
But I never got mad at and then.
The Valiant. Callie. Remember Callie, the one with the riding across? You like that one.
I like the story. You like the art.
We split on this, yeah. Yeah,
we
exactly.
split on it. Yeah. And it was short enough to like not be. It didn't overstay its welcome. It was like, yo, we in the desert. Bop, bop, bop.
No, there are 6 guns. I hate Fairyland. Those aren't as bad as this.
Those are weird, but not enough that I hate.
Oh man, I'm going through it.
You go through the whole list, man. You make this anniversary episode.
Xenozoic Tales.
That was long and that was dense.
But it was a cool world.
And it understood that world. Each person read as that person, but everyone was a fucking genius.
Yeah.
Everyone was a scientist. But still, like...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm going...
I wasn't angry after it.
Bitterroot was a cool world, too. But we just thought it was...
I never hated Bitterroot.
No,
I want to go back to that, to be honest.
We should go back to that. Let's go back to that.
That book could only get better.
You know what? You're right, because it's a very cool world. I just didn't like the...
Mm-hmm. They just had an intro. They had to intro a whole bunch of people, and they had to figure out their Juku monsters.
Oh, there you go. Soviet Super Soldiers. That's the one. That was number 18.
I was like, this was bad.
Yeah.
But you said I laughed through it, so...
The one before that, we did Leprechaun.
That was bad.
That was bad, too, but it was funny.
It's funny.
We laughed at it. We haven't laughed at all over this. This is like...
It was entertaining. It was definitely entertaining. I don't know if we've laughed about Ninjettes, to be honest with you.
Dude, I'm in the teens now. Bloodshot. No, Bloodshot we liked. We liked Bloodshot, actually. The first volume. Prince of Cats, like that.
Verily.
Shadowland wasn't even this bad. Dude, I just went through all of them. I read them. Yeah. This is the bottom of the barrel.
Do we have a sound effect here? Is there a... Oh, God damn it. I can't say it because if I don't get to produce it, then it's not going to happen. When I produce it, I have to... I'll tell you off. I know. I'm rolling out of here.
I think you got something here.
This was bad. And this is like Hall of Fame bad that we had to create a whole Hall of Fame section in the basement.
Brutal. This is the Hall of Shame.
Yeah, this is the worst thing.
The Hall of Lame? You want to do Hall of Lame?
Yeah, it's worse than lame. Like, I'm in shame because we had to read it.
But, you know what's funny is you're going to remember this book too.
Oh, like we'll bring it up. Like this is the measuring stick now. Yes, it is. Like we've turned it into like, but is it Ninjettes? I'm like,
yeah.
I remember how angry I was after fucking reading that 6 issues. Like, there's no breaks. It doesn't breathe. Like, it doesn't lighten up between fucking issues. I have to learn fucking 6 new characters, a flashback, and you're just talking shit about like, I'm gonna go kill this person now. My old school cell phone goes off. My Nokia 396. I can't play Snakes anymore. Oh, there's a new target I have to go kill. Fuck you! You're gonna talk about it for another fucking like issue and a half.
We kill now.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the bar. This is the bar in which we hate and loathe comics. This is. We think we can't get any lower, but now like this is a challenge. This is the challenge.
It's as bad as it gets. Now, can we find something worse?
Because there's such a bad taste in both of our mouths, and that rarely happens to this extent.
To this extent, yeah, absolutely. Because there's been bad. We've read some bad stuff, even outside of Arc Analysis, but this is like, whew.
We did Alan Moore as our Hall of Fame. He's got some bad stuff.
He's got some very bad stuff. Some of the worst stuff I've ever read, but at least there's some sort of
That's where we first go find nominations because there's a deep barrel over there.
We gotta start going. Well, is it Ninjettes or is it Necronomicon? Like which one? Like we gotta because there's a varying degree of bad there.
The Necronomicon had like decent art and like a weird fucking story, like
and the vibe was creepy, and then it was like at least there was a vibe, right? Like I can't believe I'm defending this book right now.
Tonally, I knew the difference between a couple of those characters. I'll be 100%.
A couple, not many, because the cops were kind of.
Wow.
They defended rape in that book, by the way.
Wow.
So I mean,
But in like a cohesive, like I've made an argument kind of way. I didn't just throw a whole bunch of exposition coming from random people that I don't like. That hey, here's a panel of these two guys having butt sex with each other. What?
Oh, that's right. Yeah. There was some. Yeah. I don't know. And your dad's banging your aunt just because. I don't know. I don't know. There's a lot of weird. I don't know. I never want to see this book again.
Immortal Hulk. Well, listen, you're now saying we'll never forget this book, which is true unless we find something.
We haven't stopped talking about X-Ray Robot, and that was Arkanel's number 20. So
happy 84, buddy.
Happy 84. Bye.